It's Monday, August 14th, and we're recording today. We're going to talk about torturing kids, which we're going to start talking about behavior points and how I get to crush children and dance upon their tears. Today, we get to do this stuff. Let's see. How many of you guys know a big person is coming tonight to the meet the teacher thing, and we get a chance to do the Bondi stuff, things like that? Yay. I mean, I'll be here. I act the same way for your parents that I do for you. In case the worry was that they were going to show up and I was going to be like, I am here to educate your children and make them a good person, and we get a chance to. I'm just a spazzy with them too. I'm just like a full-time spaz, so it's all good. And then my tie that you see me wearing is not one of my children. This is a boy child, even though he has fluffy hair. I have two girl children. It was a kid from back in 2011 named Max, who at the end of the year gave me a tie with his face on it. And so at the beginning of the year, I just wear one of the ties with his face on it. Now, I have multiple ties with kids' faces on them because kids keep giving me ties with their faces on them. Why? Because kids are weird and creepy. Someday, you may be weird and creepy. Dreams can come true. Max just happened to be the first weird and creepy kid, but tomorrow I'm going to wear a tie of a different weird and creepy kid, and we'll just go through the weird and creepy kid collection. So there's Max, and then this is him now. He's graduated. He's like engaged to be married and stuff like that.
Oh, I saw him at that concert.
The one with the music? Oh, that's good stuff. That's my favorite concert, the one with the music. Homework! The notebook. We should be able to start setting this up tomorrow. If you don't have notebook, they do have them for $1 at the bookstore, or you can buy it from me for $1, because I literally just buy them from the bookstore, then just turn around and sell them to you for a 0% markup, or we can trade it to you if you need me and stuff like that. Picture-wise, again, I will be taking the picture from you tomorrow, because we're going to do like a little thing with it, so I can hang it up in the hallway. I wanted to have them up in the hallways today for your parents coming tonight, but it just didn't want to have time. Just back to school, and I just happened to do something, so whatever. More importantly, I get to give you homework tonight, like real homework-ish. And so we're going to do our first homeworky type thing, and it's due tomorrow because you know Bonnie. But it's also not very long. So, there you go. The homework I'm going to be giving to you is this little yellow piece of paper. Looks like this. Pretty much every assignment I'm going to give you is like on a little half sheet of paper. I'm big into saving the environment and trying not to waste paper, and so I shrink everything down. That's why your hall pass on like a half piece of paper and this little thing right there. With this one, it is going to be an introduction to what you know about English. It just gives me an idea to find out a little bit more about you. So it has like 5 spots on the back where you're going to get a chance to like write a sentence and tell you to circle the adjective and draw an arrow to a blah blah, and it just sort of breaks down things to figure out what you know about English. Before you completely freak out and have a stroke like poor Stella, how long do I want you to spend on this?
5 minutes. 15.
Why would you say 15?
Because you said something about that up there.
Good job, Maximus.
Oh.
Remember last week when I said that there was going to be things written behind me, and I got to check to see how smart you were if you could read a thing behind me? Let me quote the great philosopher and go, "Gadur, it's behind me." You can look right there. So that's how long I want you to spend on it. No more than 15 minutes. This allows me to figure out how much you can get done in 15 minutes. For some of you, you're going to get a lot of it done, because this is sort of my how smart are you test and how well can you follow directions test. And the answer for many of you guys is, huh? So that's going to let me know where some of our struggles are. What's it going to look like is, here's the issue. When I put it on a half piece of paper, it kind of made the directions tiny. Like, tiny. There are 55 directions. I don't think any of you guys are going to get through all 55, because how long are you spending on it?
15 minutes.
Correct. But this is in case I happen to have that genius child who can be like, "Braka, braka, braka," and they can go really through it. You're going to get further. But more is to see which kids follow directions, because someone's going to show up tomorrow and you're going to tell me that you spent an hour and a half on this homework, and I get to laugh at you, because how long are you spending on it?
15.
Yeah. So if you come in tomorrow and you're like, "I worked on that until 2 a.m. I'm like, "Did you start at 1:45? Because that's how long it should have taken you. No more than 15 minutes. It's even in the directions. So if the big people in your house try to yell at you and go, "You need to complete that all the way, complete it," you can turn around and go, no big people, bad! And you can just hold it up in their face, and you can just point to the spot where it says 15 minutes. Now, if they beat you, that's not a me issue, that's a you issue. But at least you'll be somewhat correct. So that's what I'm looking for you to do. The directions aren't super hard. I broke them down, but again, I don't know how smart you are. So like the first 8 directions are just how to put your name on a piece of paper. Some of you, that's as far as you're going to get. Because you're going to get to the what's your name, and you're going to go, oh, I have to go look it up. And you're going to go on Skyward and be like, Skyward, what's my name? And Skyward's going to say, ask Siri. And you're going to go, Siri, what's my name? And Siri's going to go, you're an idiot. And you're going to put down, you're an idiot, and then wonder why you don't. So this is, again, where I get to judge you to figure out how much smartness we have. The reason I'm making a big deal out of it, I don't want you to be the kid that spends an hour on this. So if I make a big deal out of it, there's a chance some of you may remember when you're working on it. And we'll see what happens. And you're going to bring it back to me tomorrow. I'm not giving it to you until the end of class because I don't want you working on it during classes. I know how much kids love homework. I don't want you guys to be like, oh, I'm having a good time. And because, again, 15 minutes of you sitting and working on it, so I'm just going to hold on to it, put it right there, and I'll give it to you at the end of class. You just have to settle down and not be so excited. All right. We're going to talk about Remind in just a moment, and then we started last week. I will send out a digital copy on Remind. So if you can't read it with your young person eyes, you can then just use the digital copy and go zoom, zoom, and you can just zoom in to read it, and that might make things a little bit easier on you. So that was my way of trying to be nice. Speaking of Remind, no. Oh, tardies. I think these start Wednesday. So for those of you who came up to me before class and said, can I go to Tinkle Town? The answer right now is, of course, go tinkle all you want. Come Wednesday, when I get to count you tardy, now it's a race. I'll be like, yeah, you go tinkle all you want to your little heart's content. But if you're not in your seat when the bell rings, crushy, crushy. So just giving you a heads up. All right, Remind-wise, does anyone still need help getting in? If so, open up iPad. I'm going to try to help you. I'm going to send a new message. We're going to try and help you guys out. If you're all the way in and you got my message already, then you can look around and try to help other people, or just stare at all the amazing things in my room. Or, Nora.
Oh, I got 2 messages.
Yes, you're about to get another one. Here's the if you're already in, I'm going to keep sending messages each class period. So you're going to get another one 6th period and another one 7th period. And it's going to get really awkward, and it's going to be the bestest. For those of you, if you are just now to the screen that has hand holding up phone, this is where you are now going to have to create a Remind account. So you're going to use an email address that you have access to. So make sure that you can find a way to access your email. Probably use your school email one to make your life much easier. Oh, look at that. She is in. All right. And then the class code is BROV, B-R-O-V. Remember, and when you're setting it up, when it says your birthday, you're going to want to make sure you're old enough to be able to use all the features. So that's where you want to be born in 2009. Oh, there's the enjoy. Hi, what's up, Allison? Hopefully it goes a little bit faster. Let's see what happens. What's up, Ben?
I still don't know my email.
So go to Outlook. Add account. Let's see. Let's make sure. Swipe. There you go. Now open up Outlook again. It's supposed to just pop up and say like, is this you? No, it hates you. All right, go ahead and hit add account. All right, and then your email address is. Isn't your email address the same thing that you use to log into places like the school?
It's the
First 5 letters of your last name.
the first 3 letters of your first name.
B-E-N. There you go. And then is it at?
No.
No.
It's 000.
000.
Like some people, 5001.
I don't think there's a lot of Ben per task, so I think he's safe on that one. And then it's at HSE.
Students.
At hsestudents.org. Thank you, Gia. And welcome, Mr. Brovicast. Good conversation, Gia. All right. Emery! So you're going to have to download it first. So you have to go to the one that says Manager.
Where?
No? Just look at your iPad and go, where's your manager? And it'll say, Aaron, back off. Type in manager. There you go. And then say allow. And then say okay. And then say okay again. And then type in, hit allow using this app. And say stop giving me options. Alright, now type in Vermont. Home children, you can probably hit the little thing at the bottom and like fast forward until you see me like talking again. I'm gonna go around and help kids. This is kind of boring. All right. Hi Stella, what's up?
Oh, I'm already going to, but can we learn about Taylor Swift this year since she speaks English?
She does speak English.
And that's part of English
You
class.
are correct so far. Good job with your taste swinging. So, it's already been sent. So now go to your Outlook. Yes, sir.
Yesterday, I got my diet not moving.
It's delicious. Now, see now. It's like bestest, isn't it?
Yeah. But can I go to your class?
You could, but no, because they're going to be in my belly.
What if I get some good kid points?
Hey, well, just how those good kid points work.
Alright.
Did she go to the taste? Did you go to the taste fair?
She did, but she took her friend instead of me.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
Christine.
Oh, sisters, they're the worst.
Did you have Christine?
No.
Christine, yes. Yep.
Does she have a last name?
Young.
Young?
I-U-N. I don't know.
Oh, no, I did not have her. I thought you were just having trouble saying the name Christine. I thought you were like,
Christine Young.
I thought you were like Christinian. And I'm like, all right, not judging, but okay. Hey, what's up?
Katy Perry concert.
I would tell you, but that would require you to read the last line up there. I don't want to make fun of kids. That'd be awful. Hi, Ben. Yes, now you should see the part where it says check your email.
I don't know what that is.
Outlook! Well, you just set it up, Ben.
No, because it asked me for the password and I don't know my password.
Well, then you can't do anything until you figure out your what's the password?
Create a password.
No, I think he meant for Outlook.
Just do capital H and then like S.
Do you know your lunch number?
And then your lunch
No.
number.
I do. I can help you with that.
MrBroviac.com.
So-
MrBroviac.com.
Do you have an ID?
Do you have
Ben,
your Apple or
hang on. It's
your
okay.
little ID card?
No.
We're back. I'm done crying for now. All right. Hi, Sharger.
It's not letting me up.
Oh, no,
See me at the end, Sharger, and I'll take a look at it. We did talk about Canvas with you guys on Friday. We had that working for the most part. So,
Why was it here Friday?
you weren't alive. So let's say we have someone like young Emery, who was dead all last week.
Yeah.
Emery, she's right there. She's our new kid. You should-
Oh, it's her.
So, if you are Emery, or let's say Cat Toy, who is currently dead, what is it I'm going to have Cat do before she returns?
Check Canvas. The YouTube.
Watch the YouTube video. Like, for you guys, today's YouTube video will be on Monday. And so when you go to my Canvas page, find today, I will upload the link after school. If you are Emery and you want to know what we talked about last week, I record class every day. Go to Canvas, there's a little button, you can play it, and you can be like, I'm a real kid. And you can combine and all that kind of fun stuff. Good, you go there? Good. Let's talk about me hurting children. All right.
What?
So now, we're going to get to the part that I'm excited about. This is where I get to explain to you about how not to die in my room. Years ago, when I was a young child during dinosaur times, I was always afraid of getting in trouble in class and having a teacher have a bad day and come in and yell and me getting attention. So I thought, someday, I become a teacher, I'm going to change things. And then one day I did become a teacher, so I changed things. And I use what are called behavior points in my class. And behavior points are a way for you to avoid getting attention. And so each 9 weeks, I give you 15 points added to whatever your previous total was. Coming in this year, you are at 0, so checking your math skills. You just gained 15, so now you're up to
Plus 15.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was a little scary. I am not looking forward to NW next week. But yes, you are now up to 15 points. The way these points work is whenever you screw up in class, to avoid detention, you can spend points to get yourself out of detention. And I'm going to walk you through how to spend those points. When you go down to single digits, that means I get to crush you and be mean. When you go down to 5 or less, that means I get to start giving you a detention. Which means you will always know if you have a detention coming in my class. It'll never be a surprise. There'll never be a me walking in being like, I'm a big grump today. And then like you sneeze and I'm like, ah! And I come yell at you and give you a detention. You'll know the detention's coming. You have to work for it. Does that mean I don't get very many detentions? Nope, I give the most in the school. I lead the school in detentions because I hold you responsible. And some kids, if you're looking around, are special. And so because of that, I help them with their learning and their specialty. Also, some of you are going to be good kids. And as you make good kid choices, you get bonuses and rewards. Sorry, something on my tongue. We're good. If you're good, one of the things you can do is like when you get to 50 points, 5-0, you get to permanently choose your seat in class. And you get to sit wherever you want. Does that mean you get to sit next to your BFF? Yeah. If you get to 50 points, I trust you. You can sit next to BFF. Does that mean I can sit next to my BFF in the back of the room? Yeah, I trust you. So you get to go do that thing until you make a poor choice, and then I crush you. And that brings me joy also. So I'm going to walk you through how to lose and gain points and how this process works. Because that's what I officially get to activate tomorrow when the joy begins. So, on purple sheet, if you look on like backside of purple sheet where it says the B points guide, home children, it looks like this. I was so worried, Stella. And so now you can look on there as I go through to help you out, or you can look up yonder if that makes life easier on you. First one, talking. As long as you guys have been to school, you're probably aware that the talking thing can drive teachers nuts. I actually don't mind talking. I think talking is good, especially in 7th grade. It allows you to figure out your personality. It allows you guys to bond with other people. Talking and all that stuff is actually a pretty critical part of 7th grade. For the most part, I don't mind you talking in my class. I like talking. Beginning of class, end of class, when I'm not actually doing a thing, I'm fine with you talking. The difference will be if you talk while I'm talking. That makes me sad. As I pointed out, I like to talk. And I talk a lot because I think I'm the most important thing in the room. And that's probably because I'm the most important thing in the room. If you talk while I'm talking, that's your way of saying you think you're the most important thing in the room. That's ridiculous because you're not me. So if you talk while I talk, I get to crush you. How much am I going to crush you? It depends on how much I like you. Here's a little known thing that not every teacher will tell you. Some of you, I am going to like more than others of you. Some of you, I'm going to not like more than others. It's called being a human. That's how humans work. Just like you guys have some teachers you like better than other teachers. There are some kids in class that you want to strangle, and others that you want to make eyes at across the room to try and make them laugh. It's the same way with me. Some of you I like, some of you I don't like. The more I like you, the nicer I'm going to be to you. So as an example, if I'm in the middle of teaching and all of a sudden Ryan turns around to Stella and he was like, Stella, your shoes are the bomb, yo. And I'm like, Ryan, I'm in the middle of teaching. What are you doing? He's like, well, your shoes are cool. And I'm like, yeah, those are pretty tight. All right. And I'm like, well, Ryan, I don't normally have to yell at you, so that's 1 point. Don't do it again. And we're all good. And then all of a sudden, Chloe goes, what about my shoe? Chloe, stop talking. What is your issue? That's going to cost you 12 points. The difference is they both talk. But Ryan is a good kid. Chloe, all the time. So I get to crush Chloe. Be nice to Ryan. The more you make me like you, the more I'm going to be nice to you. That's sort of how life works. If your thought is, how do we know if you like us? That's easy. How many B points do you have? If you have a lot of B points, I like you. If you lose all of your B points, I don't like you. It's as simple as that. So you get a chance as we go through things with all of your choices you're going to get a chance to make. Don't worry, Stella. I'll call on you eventually. Along those same lines, where it says talking, two people get in trouble. I've learned there are these things in the world called sneaky talkers. And let's say that Gavin's a sneaky talker. And every time I look over there, Gavin's just smiling at me. But whenever I turn to teach, he starts talking to Ian. And Ian's like turning and talking. I look back over there and Gavin's like, "Hello!" And he smiles at me. And I'm like, "Oh, that Gavin. I can't ever catch him talking." But Ian, he keeps turning to talk to Gavin to reply. And then Ian gets caught. And Ian's like, "That's not fair because Gavin talks too." I agree. So here's what I do. If I look over and I see Ian talking to Gavin, I'm going to charge Ian his 3 points for talking, and I'm going to charge Gavin 3 points for listening, because I'm assuming that I just didn't catch him listening and that you're a sneaky talker. So if someone is talking to you, even if your mouth is not moving, I get to charge you points too. I'll get to you in a second, Emery. But let's say on the off chance that Gabrielle is a good kid, and Gavin keeps talking to her too, and she's like, "I don't want to go down the bad kid path, save me." How is it she can prevent herself from losing points? Here's what Gabrielle does. She takes her hand, extend hand, open fingers, and you put a hand in Gavin's face, and you give me puppy dog eyes. And if I look over and see Gabrielle, and she's looking at me going, "Oh," and her hand is in Gavin's face, that tells me you're trying to be good and not get dragged down with them. And that way I go, "Gabrielle, are you?" "Oh, I'm sorry, Poogums." "Gavin, bad kid." And that way I know who to yell at. So you have to put a hand in their face. And I am aware some of you are like water sprinklers, and you just go like, "Words, words, 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 words," and you just like yell at everybody around you. I've had times where I turn around and 6 kids will all have their hand in Ben's face. And he's like, "What, what, 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 what?" And so that way I can tell everyone's like, "Don't you drag me down too?" And all those hands tell me which kid it is that's talking. So now, you have to give me puppy dog eyes too, because I've learned the hard way that if Nora suddenly throws a hand up in Maximus's face, but she's still talking, she's like, "Yeah, what up? I like those shoes, man. It was pretty cool. What do you do this week?" "I know. My hand's up. It's all good." Yeah, it doesn't work that way. You're like, "Oh, teachers are dum-dums." Yes, most teachers are dum-dums. But I'm at least enough to figure out that you're still talking while hand up. Hand, puppy dog eyes. Now, it does get a little tough if you're sitting next to a friend. And let's say that for whatever reason, like Nyla's trying to be good, but Lucas keeps talking to her, and Nyla's like, "I don't want to get in trouble. But if I put a hand in Lucas's face, it's going to make him feel insulted and sad. But I don't want to lose points. So what should Nyla do?" It's called big kid choice. Nyla has to make a choice. Are you going to go down with Lucas and get in trouble too? Or are you going to go, "Sucks to be you," and throw a hand in his face and then look at me and you're like, "My best friend's sad, but I'm alive." And you just go ahead and cut them loose and you let them survive. That's how learning is going to work. What's up, Stella?
Well, I was gonna say, does it mean I get points because I had the cool shoes? Because he is a good...
Wait, hold that thought. Emery!
I forgot.
Done. Perfect thing. To there, to there. And let's cover that. So then, the next one that's on the list. Generally making me mad in some way. Years ago, before I knew better, I used to have a list of things on there that made me mad. Like writing on my wall, pushing other people's stuff onto the ground, hitting a kid in the back of the head. And I would list all the things that made me angry. Until one year, I had a kid who decided to use it as a checklist to make me mad. And each day he would come in and do a new one from the list and then check it off. He was like, "Smack a kid in the head." Whack! And I'm like, "What are you?" And he was like, "It's on the list." So I decided to remove the list, and now I've just written things that make me angry. If you do a thing that makes me go, "Didn't want to strangle you," strangling you is still illegal, so I can't. So instead, I find other ways to crush you. And it can be anything. Examples, if you do smack a kid in the back of the head, if Stella gets up to walk across my room and as she goes by Ryan, she's like, "What up?" Whack! And hits him in the head. And I go, "It makes me want to strangle you," I'm going to charge you points. Or if I happen to look over there and Gia's bored during class and is taking her pencil and she's just on the wall going, "Yee, yee, yee, yee," that's going to make me want to strangle Gia. So because of that, instead, I would charge you points. So anytime you do a thing that makes me want to strangle you, but instead of strangling you, I just go, is where the points come in. How many points am I going to charge you? It depends on how much I like you. I have charged a kid 100 points before. And it's a story we're going to get to in a moment about a kid named Aaron who did a thing and became a permanent part of my class, but he also spent 100 points all in one shot, which is the most anyone has ever spent at once. But Aaron was a special little child. So it also says writing on my board. So over here, I have a whiteboard and these little whiteboard boxes. These are for kids who survived my room. If you have survived my class and come back as an 8th grader, you get to write up on my board. And some kids get to write on the big board if they were super special. Other kids get to write on the little boards. You are not an 8th grader, nor are you special, nor do I like you yet. So you don't get to write up here. If you did, that would make me sad. So if it says up here that, Daru is the best, and it says Daru, and if for some reason Chloe's like, that's a lie, I'm the best, and Chloe comes with her eyes, Chloe is the bomb, that's wrong. Chloe is not the bomb. So that would make me grumpy, and then I would have to crush you. So even though 8th graders write up there, don't write up there yourself. And don't erase things up there. Even if someone writes something mean, and someone writes like, Chloe is a big doo-doo head on the top of the little thing up there, and Chloe's like, I'm not a doo-doo head. If you erase it, I don't know it's there. Tell me, so then I can go crush an 8th grader. 8th graders don't get to make fun of you. That's my job. If an 8th grader makes fun of you, I get to go crush an 8th grader. So instead, you just point up there and go, they call me doo-doo head. I'm like, it's okay with a doo-doo head, I'll take care of it. And then I'll take care of it for you. Just like if there's something written up there that you don't like, and it says like Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl, and you're like, Patriot. Tell me, and then I'll figure out who it was, but you don't get to erase it. That's my job. Then, it says force field. I have a force field that is in my room. It is over here. And it goes around my desk, from back corner to corner to corner to corner, and it goes here back to bookshelf. And the force field goes up into the sky all the way down into the ground. And if you look really closely, you'll see it's make-believe because it's not real. But if you cross it, it becomes very real. The reason I had to install a force field in my room is because of my wall of ringing phones. Hello? I have not, but I will now. Yeah. Abby, go away.
See you. My top is gone.
So, behind me, I have a wall of really cool stuff up here. Everything in my room was given to me by students over the years. So like each thing in here, I can connect it to the kid who gave it to me and then the story that goes along with it. I just don't want my stuff broken. I learned years ago that kids have a superpower. Every kid has a superpower. Your superpower is as soon as you touch a thing, it breaks. I don't know how your superpower works, but it does. And I've seen it work multiple times. When kids walk up and go, can I see this? That's so cool. It has... All I did was touch it. And it completely falls apart in front of them. I don't want my stuff broken because kids gave it to me. So I put up a force field to prevent you from going behind my desk and thus forcing me to have to be mean to you. What happens when you go behind my desk? I have created something called Brovicast, which is a little cartoon about a girl named Susie who goes behind my desk. But you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. I am going to hand you your homework. Homework, here we go. The rest of you will be alive.